Welcome back, Rare Talks. You already know where it is. Like, comment and subscribe. If you haven't, make sure you go over to the YouTube and check out the YouTube for the exclusive episodes. And today we're back with another episode of Rare Reactions. And this one's a little bit different, or shall I say it's a little bit epic. Because it's about somebody who's known to us, known kiddie fiddler. Well, he's not really known, but I think it was known in the realms of ITV. So today we're going to do a video on Phillip Schofield. Phillip Schofield has recently just been exposed for being on a date with a young man, which led to his resignation from ITV, which led to his literal apology that he done on the BBC News. So we're going to go through it and see what he says and what was actually happening. Now, before we go through this, there's going to be a picture that pops up right now of Phillip Schofield with a 10-year-old boy in a picture. Now, just for everyone's purposes, this 10-year-old boy in this picture with Phillip Schofield right now, he's the actual boy that Phillip Schofield got a job for in the BBC and eventually had a relationship with. Now, to put things into context, we brought out the computer today. So Phillip Schofield has a wife called Stephanie Lau. Stephanie Lau is heartbroken. Also, Phillip Schofield has two daughters. This man was a married man with a wife and kids, and he still had a relationship, a sexual relationship with a young man that he's been grooming from a very young age. So first of all, let's get into the Rare Reaction video of the actual interview that's on Daily Mail. Let's go.
I am desperately sorry, but principally I would like to apologise to him because it may have been consensual, may have been fully legal, but I shouldn't have allowed it to happen. There's a lot of things that I think are said.
Let me just put this out there. This guy is a TV presenter, so he understands that the first thing that he had to say was that it was fully legal and fully consensual, because he knows that we're looking for gaps in the story where we can say, whoa, that is called grooming, what he done. Now, I find it so strange that Phillip Schofield, the first person he apologized to was to the boy. Do you know how mad this even sounds? He has a wife and kids. Imagine you as a woman waking up and finding out that your husband of how many years has been sleeping with a young man that he's groomed since the age of 10 years old. And you got children around them ages. Mad thing. You're gonna be like, what are you doing? The fact that as a woman, you're gonna feel like, what did I do wrong? That my husband is like this. And on top of that, you lot know Phillip Schofield's brother is a convicted nonce. So now we have to get to the real question. Was there something happening in Phillip Schofield's past, in his past life, in his childhood, that led him to become this monster that he is today? And he's a monster. And I've seen the BBC interviewing people like Andrew Tate and calling him the most dangerous man on the planet. These are the most dangerous men on the planet. They're looking at innocent little boys and trying to put their finger up their backsides. That is the guys that we need to be onto. Those are the dangerous men. I don't care about nothing else, bro. Man telling me about women. That don't matter to me. But them men that are grooming little boys, and like them little boy, he was 10 when he first met him. That boy did not know if he was straight or... It's crazy, bro.
Out of hatred for me, but it continues. And it is relentless, and it is day after day after day after day. If you don't think that that is going to have the most catastrophic effect on someone's mind, what do you want me to die? Because that's where I am. I have lost everything. I see nothing ahead of me but blackness and sadness.
Very eloquently put, Phillip, but guess what? We don't believe you, and we do not care. I do not care if your whole life is filled with darkness and sadness for the rest of your life. Can we get to the young boy, please, that you was grooming and that you took advantage of? Because that's all I care about. I don't really care about you, bro. I'll be real. Who cares about Phillip Schofield? We all care about the poor little young man that was groomed by this grown-ass man. I'm concerned about that. I don't know about you, but I'm concerned about that. That stuff sticking in my mind like a bad flea. Poor little boy. You know what I'm saying? So These are the things which I'm saying that this is the hypocrisy of the West. The West has got a way of being very hypocritical. And these are one of the ways that this is where it happens. Phillip Schofield should be chastised. A place where he can vent and try to become victim. Saying you're suicidal, people saying bad stuff about you. You groomed a 10-year-old kid. You got him a job in the BBC, yeah? And then you took advantage of him.
We became mates. And then one day, something happened that just changed it.
When he says we become mates, yeah, he's talking about mates with a young man. Do you not understand how old Phillip Schofield is? Phillip Schofield is 61 years old at this moment right now. He's a 61-year-old man. I need you lot to understand this. He said he became mates with a young man that's in, like, let's say for argument's sake, 20s. A 61-year-old man and a 20-year-old became friends. What does that sound like to you? I don't know. I'm just so confused. Like, what, did you meet him when you was 40? Like, why are you befriending a young man as a grown man? Shouldn't you have like long-term friends in your 61 years of age? Isn't your wife your friend? What about your children? Ain't you got friends? Like, what happened to Holly? Holly that you used to do the show with? Is she your friend? Why did you choose this boy specifically? And I can tell you why. It's because you've always had an ulterior motive with this young man to groom him. And this young man didn't even see that you was grooming him. You treated him so well and you treated him so nice and you brought him in and you showed him nothing but love and compassion. But behind all of that, you had an evil and relentless intentions of molesting and violating this young man.
Just changed it.
There have been accusations that you groomed him. I'm just going to let you answer the question.
I did not. I did not. Yeah. There is no question I did a bad thing. Unprofessional. First time. I know I did that. Yeah. The last time we had a conversation was when I texted Holly and said, don't reply. This is after the statement last week. Don't reply. You're probably not allowed to. But I am deeply, deeply sorry that I lied to you.
Do you know what I really want to find out? I really want to find out how the ITV think that they can get away with this. Because now, you know what? The internet has made the world so much like seamlessly easier for us to get our voices out there. Who did the ITV think they are? They knew about this. They knew about this young boy and him getting the job from him. They knew about all of this stuff, but they turned a blind eye to it. And if I'm honest with you, I really want to know everybody that was involved in the ITV, that was involved in the scandal, because you're no better than Jeffrey Epstein's people. You're no different than everybody that this country says they're against. Now, a few months ago, if I'm correct, Liverpool had riots because a man from, I don't know, I think it's from Egypt or from the Middle East, he approached a 15-year-old girl, 16-year-old girl and asked for a phone number. Everybody was in uproar. It was a big immigrants this, immigrants that. When really the real groomers are on our own doorsteps, on our TV stations, looking at us day in and day out. They're on something called This Morning. That whole show needs to be abandoned and you need to bring in a whole black cast and you need to change the whole theme of that, because that is mad. That the real pedophiles are the guys that's in front of us. There was a guy recently, what's his name? Ruff Willis or something like that. Another paedophile that was on TV. Jimmy Savile, another paedophile that was on TV. Prince Andrew, another paedophile was on his TV. All of these child grooming paedophiles. And you know what the funny thing is, yeah? There's so much racism around black people. Black men go and leave their children, have children leave them. What about white men that groom other little youths and push and kiddie fiddlers? What about that? Why can't we have a conversation about that? Because I'm starting to see this is really getting out of hand right now. This is the real pandemic. Where's Tommy Robinson and all of his supporters right now? Where are they? Why are they not in arms at Parliament Square or ITV news stations? Because it doesn't fit a narrative. If that was a young Asian man that done that to another a white boy or a white woman, he would have been all over the news and plastered. There'll be riots all up and down the country and many houses have been, places have been burnt and a lot of people have been racially attacked on the basis that was an Asian person. But when it's a white middle-aged man, he can come on the news and cry, oh, I'm feeling so suicidal. Who cares? You know what you done, bro? And we're against that. That kind of behavior is not tolerated. We don't tolerate grooming kids, bro. Protect the children by all means. And Holly Willoughby, she needs to be held accountable, because as much as she thinks that we don't know, she must have known him and her were like this. She must have sniffed something or smelled something. Something don't smell right here. Yes, but this is the problem now. They protect the real pedophiles. And this is why it's really scary right now for us. So you know what? To that victim that doesn't even know he's a victim, he is a victim. This guy's been doing this for a long period of time, man. Anyone else that's been harmed by him, please come forward, man. Please come forward. Anyway, we're out, man. Love. Red Talks. You done now. Bow.